Hello guys, welcome back to Mallikarjun 34 channel. This is Mallikarjun. So in this today's session, I'm going to demonstrate on 21C Oracle database creation. First, we'll check it out our 21C Oracle home setup. And once the Oracle home setup is done, and then we'll start with the Oracle database creation. So as we all aware, this 21C took a little longer time to release, available to the on-premise installation. So far, it was available only for OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Environment only. But recently, Oracle has announced it's available for on-premises as well. So in my previous uh, YouTube session, in my previous class, I explained about how to download the 21C software, and also I given the steps where you can download, and now and then more notes on my Oracle documentation, how the release support everything works. So if you missed out, you can always go back and refer my blog as well as YouTube channel. You will get that how to download and where to download. And in this particular today's session, I'm going to show you on that how you can install that Oracle Home as well as database creation. So right now I have a server called Oracle Test, where I have my Oracle 12C and Oracle 19C, both are installed. If I do cat etc Vara tab, you can see this Vara 19C is installed with my 19C Oracle Home, and I have Vara 12C. It has installed with my Oracle 12C binaries. So these are the two of the download links. You can always go back to this OTN site or Oracle edelivery. We'll get the download that 21C software. And this is Oracle Master Note, which talks more about the support and release date of future releases and the support for this 21C. And pretty much this 21C Oracle Home installation database creation using dbca, that's what I'm going to do it now, demonstration. So it has 4 major steps. One is download software, and I already showed you how to download, and it is already available here. SU, I already downloaded that. SU U01 patches, CD U01 patches. Right, so this is my 21C database software. We are gonna unzip that one. Before that, one is first step is to download the software from OTN site or from edelivery. It's already done. And the second thing is prerequisite set. Prerequisite check is already my one of the blog talks about rather than doing a lot of kernel parameter setting and Oracle user creation and password reset and all, you just go ahead and do this yum install. Yum install Oracle star. That will pretty much install all the prerequisites RPMs, and it will do all the setup for you. So it's just simple yum install Oracle star. So that's going to install that's going to download all the dependency softwares and other things. So I'm going to just do one more time just to show you for your understanding. I'll just log in. I'll just exit from this one as a root user. I'll just do yum install Oracle star. Yep, it's doing some checks. Yeah, so it says it's processing all the dependencies. Yep, and then that will initially will get fail, and then you need to use yum install Oracle star -- script broken. So it will give that try using -- script broken. So that's the one thing you should try it out. Right, so I'll just go yes. Downloading the package. Right, so it says already most of the packages are installed. So now it's completed successfully. So once the yum install is done, what you need to do, you need to create your Oracle home. So I'll just create this particular Oracle home. I'll just log into Oracle users, mkdir-p, use your own app Oracle product 21C, that's DBM1. So that is my 21C DBM1. And then we know we already downloaded patches here under user and patches. This is my patch 21C patch. So I'm just going to unzip that patch directly into my Oracle home. The command is unzip the software zip file -d directly where you want to unzip. inside my DB home 1. Right, so that will download. And the meantime, we can take the GUI session of the same server, and then we'll start with the Oracle home installation as well as dbca for database creation. Right, so my the unzip is completed. So if I go to my this particular Oracle home here, that is 21C, and then I can see all the software is available here. Now I'll open my GUI session here. This is what I downloaded using Oracle edelivery. I'll just close this one. Right, so I'll go into user one app, Oracle, user and app Oracle product 21C DB home 1. So here I'll be having my run installer. I'm just going to do run installer. I'm just going to run that run installer. That will launch my GUI screen where I can proceed with that GUI screen that will install my Oracle home. Right, 21C. So, and one other thing to consider here is I'm installing under /etc OS release. That is my OEL 7.9. I'm installing this particular 21C on my OEL. Right. So here I got setup software only. I'll select that setup software only, and then create a single instance database installation or the rack database database installation. I'll go with a single instance database installation, and then enterprise edition or the standard edition. I'll go with enterprise edition. So this is your Oracle home where you downloaded and unzipped your software. Use your own app Oracle product 21C 21000 and DB1. And this is your Oracle base. Use your own app Oracle. I'll proceed further. Right. So if I go here, ID Oracle, and for this particular Oracle user that is a owner, I have OInstall as a primary group and OInstall and DBA as a secondary group. So I'll just go with the OInstall for all my OS DBA, OS Opera and backup DBA and OS DG DBA and OS KM DBA and OS Rack DBA. So for everything, I'll go with the OInstall because this is my lab environment. It doesn't matter for me. Like if you want to go with all different user, you can go for as per your design. But since this is my lab environment, I'll just go with the install for all of those secondary groups. And the execution of root script, I'll do it manually. I'll not check box this one. Proceed further, and it'll do a pre-checks. Right. So your pre-checks are all done successful, and then it gave the response page here, summary page, and you can want to save that response file, save it here, or you can just click install. Automatically, that response file will be saved here. You can see here, this is your response file. User on install directory, and you can see the response file. And this is your log file. User on app or inventory logs install. So I'll just go here, cd user on app or install. Entry logs, and then you will see this install directory here. This is your install directory, today's date, and go inside that, and you can always tail this install directory. Sorry, tail -f, and you'll see this tail output here. It's already started linking my libraries. Preparation is done, linking libraries and setup. And I can take a new session, duplicate session. as the root user. Right, so this is my the new session for root user, and this is a log file. Always one of the best recommendations. Always tell your log file so that you can get to know what's happening at the back end. So yeah, you can see preparation is done, linking done, setup your Oracle base done, setup read only Oracle home is done, and execution of root script. So you got the root script execution here. So go back to your screen, and as the root user, it clearly says open a terminal window, log in as a root user, run this particular script. This is a script user and app, Oracle product 21C and dbom1 root.sh. We'll go here, u01 app Oracle product 21C and dbom1 and root.sh. Right, so just give enter and just replace all these binaries. Done. So your root execution is done. Click OK. Done. Your Oracle home is ready. So how you can verify your Oracle home? You can go to your cd u01 app. Vara inventory is a one way, and then context.xml, and then here you can see inventory.xml. Inventory.xml, cat that particular file, and you can see here 21.dbom1 21000 dbom. So this is added here to your dbom, your inventory.xml. So it means your installation is successful. You can other ways to do ls patches. u01 opatch opatch ls patches -oh, and this is your Oracle home. You can do this ls patches also. If you get the particular output, that also says that's successfully installed. Right, so your Oracle home is ready. So now you can go ahead and go inside your bin location. So this is your Oracle home. Again, I'm showing here user on app, Oracle product 21C, DB home and bin. So there you can see dbca is the binary executable. So you can just run /dbca database configuration assistant. Again, that will launch you a GUI screen, and then you can follow the steps and create your 21C database. Again, you can go with the pluggable database or the non-CDB. So let's check it out, that particular options here. And now you can see the create database option and manage template. So you don't see configure, delete, drop, all those options are disabled because 21C is a brand new Oracle home we just installed. So I have only option to create database or manage your templates. So I'll select with the create database option. And then the default it will select file system because this is not a HM storage, it's a standalone file system storage. So I'll go with the Vara 21C. And then these are default database file system, database FRA, and everything will go with the default. And the file system, there's a ASM, automatic storage management, or the file system. I'll go with the file system because this is not ASM storage, it's a local file system storage. So I'll just provide the password for my sys. Right, so and then you want to create pluggable database, you can create pluggable database, create a container database. So this is a pluggable database you want to create, that's mandatory. So you cannot create 21C database as a non-CDB. The CDB is a default checkbox here. You don't have option to disable this one. Default, whatever you create 21C database, that is default your container database. You can see create container database, that is default checkbox. You don't have option to disable that one. That's a mandatory. You have to use your container database starting with your 21C. Even in 19C, you have an option to disable that. You uncheck this one and you can create that 19C database as a non-CDB. But here CDB is mandatory. So, but PDB, to create PDB, it's left to you whether you want to create a PDB now or not. It doesn't matter. If you just leave blank and you can proceed further. If you choose this typical option and click next, it'll automatically select everything as a default and it'll start with installation. Other than typical installation, if you select this advanced configuration, you have to pass a lot of information. For example, what kind of database it is, general purpose data warehouse or the custom database or the single instance database and all those things, and go proceed further. And then you can select what you want your database name, that is your Vara 21C, and then how many PDBs you want. So if you don't want PDB, create empty container database and use local undo table space for PDBs if you want to create PDBs. So I'm not going to create any of the PDBs, but it is going to be container database. That is default checkbox here. You don't have option to uncheck that. Go next. And then if you want to manage your template file for database storage attribute, you can choose all of them. And right now I'll just go with the default. And then choose your specify FRL location if you want to change any modification and all. If what location you want and all, you can choose always here. And I'll just go with the default. And if you want to configure your listener, you can always create your listener configuration here. I'll just go with the blank as of now. If you want to configure your database vault and label security, you can enable here. And I'll not select them. I'll just go further. And here, this is automatic shared memory management is selected. So if you want to change anything here, values and all, you can do it. Or if you want to use automatic memory management, you can choose that automatic memory management. Or if you want to do any modification in the sizing, how many processes you want and all, you can choose here. And the characteristic, if you want to change any character sets, you can change it here. And connection mode, dedicated server or shared server connection mode, you can choose here. Default, it will take a dedicated server mode if you don't select it. So I'll just I wanted to show this one for you guys, but I'll just go with the default option. And then if you want to configure your enterprise enterprise manager, you can configure, or else you can uncheck that one. I don't want to configure my enterprise manager. I'll just go uncheck. I'll proceed further and give sys and system password. If you want to give different password, you can provide here. If you want to give same password, you can select this option and give the same password for sys and system. Proceed further. And then create database and save database template and generate database creation script and all those. If you want, you can checkbox all this, but I'll go with the default. If you select this generate database creation script, it will generate all your script database creation and your shell script and all those multiple scripts it will generate here. You can use those script for your creating a new databases. Yeah, that's I'm not going to do it right now, so I'll just proceed further. And you'll see the summary of your installation, whatever option you selected, and then it'll start with installation. You can see global database name, configure single instance, SID, and create as a container database, undo table space for local management, or local undo table space for your PDBs, and all your installation parameter files, and your control files, data files, and characteristics, and redo log groups. Everything is selected here, and you can proceed with installation now. Done. So it started creating your databases, and you can always select log file, tail this particular log file. User and app, Oracle, CFG tool logs, dbca. So I'll go back here, cd / u01 app, Oracle, CFG tool logs, dbca, and your Vara 21C. That's it. So we can always tail this particular log file. And this is your database alert log, and this is your trace.log. Trace.log is here. You can always tail -f, and you can see this particular log file here. And preparing your DB operations and copying database files. This is your alert log. User app Oracle, user app Oracle diag, RDBMS, Vara 12C, Vara 12C trace alert log. So you can go here, CD U01 app, Oracle diag, RDBMS, Vara 21C, right? Sorry, Vara 21C trace, and you can always tail -f alert log. This is your alert log, and you can see this the log file, trace log file, which will tell what's happening. Started restore of your database and restoring your data file. Yeah, it's doing a lot of restore operations here. Yeah, it's a database creation script here. You can see maximum instance, max instances, max history, max log file, max log members, max data files, and what are data files open with reset logs, right? So that's a database creation done. So now it's doing the data patch, the post data patch script. Right, so it's doing undo TBS, right, restoring all these options. Yeah, that's going good now. Now opening your PDBC database. If I go back to my GUI mode, creating and starting your Oracle instance. It's starting here. This is your alert log. You can see this is opening your PDBC database. So if I go ps-f grep smon, I can see here Vara21C. It's already instance is started now. Again, I'll go back to that installation log. Done with create PDB. Initial PDB name is PDB$seed. Updating PDB name as PDB$seed. Opening your PDB$seed. Okay, that's going good. And completing database creation. So once the create database and start instance is done, and it'll start with completing database creation. All right. Right, so it's still going on. Again, you can click on these details also. You'll see the short summary of what's happening here. Preparing DB operations, preparing for DB operations successful, and copying database files in progress, copying database files succeeded, creating and starting your database instance. So it's the same thing, whatever you see here status, so that the status, the details, short detailed output, you can get it here. And then it has set your Oracle headers, altering character sets. And again, you can see this alert log here. Yeah, resize operations completed for all your temp files and all your undos and yeah, all other things, all the resize operation for your temp, undo, and other things. Yeah, you can always query this alert log as well as your installation log, and it will see a lot of information here. Starting, yeah, you can see here, right? It has done here your PDB, opening your PDB, and character sets are done here. And now it started with your Oracle get versions, that 21C, and then cdb$root, and setting up the time zone for your PDB$seed, and set the container back to your cdb$root. Yeah, a lot of things it will do internally. And now it's running your the script after database creation. It has to run setup SQLs, that is cat container.pl and Vara dlib.sql and so many other things. Execute semx.sql and so many other script. catcon.pl, so many script it will run here. And you can see the same thing at your alert log. Also, a lot of entries, read log are getting generated. Yeah, now it is executing data patch again. Yeah, let it execute its data file and other things here. Yeah, a lot of things it will do here. It will RP now. Most of the scripts are done. Now it's running it will RP script. I think that's a final script Yeah, now the create and started my database instance, completing database creation. That's a post verification, post cleanup step. That's where you can see all this util RP script and other script, you will see it. And again, the alert log says pretty much the database entries. All right, let it go here and go back to that. This is your read logs. Go back to that installation screen. Completing your database creation still going on. All right. AWS cleanup is done. Pretty much it is at final stage where it will do a lot of cleanups. Again, this is your alert log shutting down the instances, and it will do a final shutdown. Our database is going down now, stopping your background processes, and then it will do a final restart. Okay, your database went down, instance shutdown done, and now it will start my database back again. Yeah, my database started here now. You can see this is my database startup. It's reading my SP file, and my database is started here. And if I go back here, yeah, it's done. So connected to your database, all done. If I go back to my GUI screen, so it's pretty much done. So database creation completed. So if I close this one and I go back here, I cancel this one. If I do ps-ef grep smon, and this is my 21c. So if I do cat etc vara tab, I should see the entry. You can see vara 21c. It's already set to my 21c Oracle home. So if I do .vara nv vara 21c and SQL plus slash as dba, and you can see right SQL plus release 21.0.0 and 21.3 is your version, and you can see select banner from $V version. You can see Oracle database 21c enterprise edition 21.0.0 production. So this is your 21c database installation. Right. So in our next class, we will start with our the cluster where grid infrastructure upgradation to 19c to 21c and database upgradation from 19c to 21c and other scenarios. Until then, thanks. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.